Alright everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video here along California State Route 299 here in Modoc County between Adin and Alturas, California. So this video is the final video here along our series on 299 here in northeastern California, and I must say, California State Route 299 up here in northeastern California is seriously one of the most underrated drives in this area of the United States, and especially here in California. You just get amazing mountain views basically all the way to the very end of California State Route 299, and I know California State Route 299 goes all the way to the Nevada border where it literally becomes a dirt road as soon as you cross into Nevada, and I'm not even joking when I say that. But either way, California State Route 299 passes through some of the most beautiful and remote areas of California, and there are basically no big towns, basically from Bernie all the way out towards Alturas. You just pass through a number of small towns that have a population of about 200 or 300 people or less, and you just really pass through some of the most remote and beautiful areas of the state. So the main geographic feature of this area of California, of course, is the Modoc Plateau, which I mentioned is basically just a high elevation plateau that was formed by various volcanic activity many years ago, and is basically at the crossroads of the Sierra Nevada, the Cascade Range, and of course the Basin and Range province of the Great Basin region there that dominates many areas farther to our east out there in Nevada. So because this region is at a crossroads of many different geographic areas, you just get so much scenery that you really would not see anywhere else in the United States, because all of these areas just basically come together in this one area of northeastern California, and to an extent up into Oregon as well. But yeah, this is just a really beautiful area of California, and I highly recommend visiting it if you ever get the chance to, because I guarantee you, you're not going to be disappointed. I wish this area was further protected and had more national monuments and parks, because I really feel like this area very much lacks tourism, and I think it very much hurts the economy of this region too, because the economy of this region is kind of slacking right now and is falling far behind the rest of California. But in a way, I think the people up here kind of like how isolated this part of California is too, because they just don't really have to deal with the BS that goes on in the rest of the state, if you guys know what I mean when I say that. But yeah, if you really like being away from people, this area of California is one of the best regions to do it, and especially up here in the area that surrounds Alturas, because believe it or not, Alturas is closer to Canada than it is to many points in Southern California. I believe it's only about a 10-hour drive to Canada from Alturas versus like a 12+ hour drive to like San Diego or something like that, which is just crazy to me because you're just so far north up here in this part of California. It almost feels like you're much more associated with the Pacific Northwest than you are to like basically the rest of California, if that makes sense. So if you guys didn't know, I was basically traveling on this road right here to basically film a new series of videos that would begin after the filming of this video right here along US Route 395 heading up into Oregon, which of course that was the main feature of this road trip. But I was just really happy that I was able to record these series of videos here along California State Route 299, because I've never been on this section of California State Route 299 past the 89 Junction back there near Bernie. So I was just really looking forward to a lot of the scenery that I was going to be seeing here in northeastern California, and man, am I so glad that I chose this route right here, because I just fell in love with this region of California more than I already did. Because if you guys didn't know, I also did a series of videos a couple years ago on Highway 395 coming up into this region of California here, and of course Highway 395 is the main north-south road through this region, while California State Route 299 of course is the main east-west road through this region. Now, there aren't too many other roads in this region of California besides like the aforementioned California State Route 139 that we're just so happy to be concurrent with here through the first half of this video. So if you guys have any other videos that you would like to see from me in the near future from this area of California, such as that California State Route 139, and I guess in the future I can also record the continuation of this series of California State Route 299 all the way to the Nevada border, if that's something you guys would like to see, because most people assume that California State Route 299 just kind of ends there on Highway 395 in Alturas, but in fact it does go all the way to the Nevada state line out there, where it literally just becomes a dirt road, which I find absolutely hilarious, right? It just goes to a very underpopulated region of Nevada, and will eventually, if you follow that dirt road, it can connect you all the way up to Nevada and Oregon State Route 140, which of course is also known as the Winnemucca to Sea Highway, which is another video that I hope to plan in the not so distant future, because that's a road that I really want to drive, basically from the deserts of Nevada all the way to the redwood forests up there along the California coast. So yeah, if you guys want to let me know down in the comment section below of more roads or any other places that you guys want me to check out in this region of California, I'd love to do it, besides the ones that I already previously mentioned, of course. So yeah, I would love to come up to this region again and film more videos for you guys, so just be sure to let me know down in the comment section below of what future videos you would like to see from this region of California, or just this general region of the United States in general. Alright everyone, I just want to give a shout out to all my social media accounts that you see on the screen here, because I really am trying to grow my social media accounts beyond just here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you guys would check out my Instagram. I'm really trying to grow that social media platform, so I would really appreciate it if you guys would follow me on there. My username is just InterstateKyle. What's really cool about my Instagram is if I'm on a road trip, I will post on my story of where I am and what I'm doing, so it's just a really cool way for you guys to follow along with me in real time to see what I'm doing and what I'm up to. I know my videos on here can get pretty dated very quickly, so if you guys want to see what I'm doing in real time, I highly recommend checking out my Instagram, and I would really appreciate your support over there. You guys can also check out my Facebook group and my Twitter/X account. The links to all those are down in the description. Another thing I want to give a shout out to is my Patreon, which is a way for you guys to support me beyond YouTube here. If you guys want to join my Patreon, you guys can get special perks for joining, like watching all of my videos early before they are released here on YouTube. And all the money I make on there goes right back into this YouTube channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. The link to my Patreon is also down in the description, so if you really want to check it out, I would really appreciate your extra support over there as well. And another thing that is set up on my channel is Super Thanks, which is located to the right of where you would normally like one of my videos. What that basically is just a way for you guys to tip me out for each video going forward, if you feel that I've earned it, of course. And then all the money on there also goes right back to this channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. And with all that said, folks, I really hope you all enjoyed watching this video here along California State Route 299 between Adin and Alturas, California. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all have an amazing day, and take care everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to the next adventure, and we will see you next time.
After 2 steps, I lost my balance.